Hi everyone, we're going to transform the reciprocal parent function, and the one we're going to, so here's the reciprocal function I'm talking about. Okay, the next video is going to be 1 over x squared, and that's not going to be on this video, so I'm taking that one out. And what we're going to do is this one right here, f of x equals 3 over x minus 2 plus 1. Now, basically, this is your vertical stretch by a factor of 3. This piece is your horizontal shift to the right by 2. And this piece is your vertical shift downwards by 1 unit. And it should say unit as well. So I'm just going to separate the graphs here. And the first thing I'm going to graph is the parent function. So we're going to do f of x equals 1 over x. And if you do a table of values, you're going to get, or if you already know what it looks like, it's good, but it does have a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. This right here, because we can't divide by 0, because that's our domain. It's all real numbers, but x cannot be 0. So I'm going to do a little table of values. If I go 1 goes to 1, negative 1 goes to negative 1, 1/2 goes to 4, and negative 1/2 goes to negative 4, and you can continue on and on, but it's going to go like this. It always helps on this one just to know what this one looks like. And the main thing you need to know on this one is we have basically 0 is an asymptote, so that's undefined. And negative 1 maps to negative 1, and 1 maps to 1. So this is x, f of x. And if I do some points here, this is 1 comma 1, negative 1 comma negative 1. This point here would be 1/2 comma 4. And I'll go ahead and do a point up in here. If I go to 2, or I can say negative 2 would go to negative 1/2. And you can kind of go from there. So that's just that part. So the next thing we're going to do is the horizontal or the vertical stretch. So in the vertical stretch, what we're going to do is multiply our y by 3. So I'm doing this part, f of x equals 3 over x, which is the same as 3 times 1 over x. So I'm basically multiplying my y by 3. And I'm just going to use some key points here. We should know what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and use negative 1. Before it went to negative 1, we're going to multiply it by 3. So that's going to go to negative 3. 0 is still undefined. 1 is going to go to 3. And 2 went to 2 is going to go to 3/2. Alright? So if you plot this, what's happening is negative 1 goes to 3. This just gets spread out. And then 2 goes to 1.5. And then we have our vertical asymptote here. And it's just going to kind of go like this. when you have a vertical stretch on this, it just gets farther away from the origin, basically, since you're just sketching it. So that's the vertical stretch. The next thing we're going to do is replace x by x minus 2, and that's going to be the horizontal shift. So the next one we're going to do is f of x equals 3 over x minus 2. So we're shifting the y over to the right by 2. So my key points are going to be, first of all, I'm changing my, this case, my x cannot be 2, so I'm changing my vertical asymptote to x equals 2. Excuse me, instead of getting too bogged down with the table, I know normally that when you go over 1 from here, it maps to 1, but in this case, because we have the 3, we're going to go up to 3. So 1, 2. From here, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And when I go on the other side over here, I'm going to go down 3. We also have a asymptote right in here. And we're just basically, just kind of get close to the asymptotes with that key point there. Don't cross though. Alright, here is our main point. You're going to graph here down to there. So we just took the previous graph and shifted it over by 2 units. Now the last one we're going to do is f of x equals 3 over x minus 2 plus 1. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just shift everything up by 1. I'm going to add that to my y value. So I'm also shifting my horizontal asymptote to y equals 1, and before it was 0, my vertical asymptote at x equals 2. And if I just look at the asymptotes, it makes it easier. And then I'm going to use this as my origin. And usually we would go from 1 to 1 to from here. But because of this 3, instead of going here, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll go down 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And then just use your asymptotes to graph this. And just get closer and closer going through that key point here. And there's your final graph. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day. The next one we're going to do involves the reciprocal, but it's going to be like 1 y over 1, y equals 1 over x squared, which basically is the one that looks like this. Okay, so it's very similar to this one, but it's like that. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.